Hi, hello, and welcome to episode 28 of the Whips and Whimsy podcast. My name is Zenith. My pronouns are they, them. I am a knitter, and I am happy you are here with me. This is my YouTube channel where we talk about all things I've been up to crafting lately, as well as some life stuff, other goodness. So if you want to come hang out for a bit, grab your favorite craft, grab a drink. I have a peppermint mocha iced coffee from Dunks, and it's delicious. Let's settle in and let's get into it. First, some lifey things. I'm not sick. I sound a little bit sick. I don't know why. I am not at this moment sick. If you are new here, you're probably like, okay. If you've been watching for a while, God is real. So, I've been sick 4 months. I had pneumonia at the end of September, and then I got over that, and then I caught the common cold that was going around my work, and then I slightly got over that. My asthma was acting up. I finally saw my asthma specialist, which is, I think, where we left off. I think where we left off last time was that I had seen my doctor, and my doctor is basically like, wait until you see your asthma specialist. Well, I saw my asthma specialist, and she was like, you have a sinus infection. And I was like, rad. So I started going on antibiotics for the sinus infection. My lungs were still going crazy. I could hear my lungs like with my ears, which was wild. And so I went to the ER because I was like, I can hear my lungs. They were like, don't panic. We've seen this before. You're being extra. I was like, I'm not being extra. You can hear it. If you played Stardew Valley, you know when you kill the ghost, that was the noise that my lungs were making. And so that was fun. And the people in the ER were like, yeah, you have bronchitis. And I was like, I have bronchitis and a sinus infection. They were like, yep, keep taking antibiotics. You'll be fine. And then I went to Florida. And suddenly I could breathe just fine because there was humidity. So cool. I am back now. I worked all week this week, which is like, that has not happened in like literal months. So I am back to being human. I've also, I didn't ask my asthma specialist if I could do this or not. I just decided to do it because she annoys me. I dropped my inhaler dosage by half this week and then was like, why am I tired? So there was that going on. But I'm breathing mostly okay. I am a little bit dehydrated, so I sound gross. So stay hydrated. And that is the state of the health. So I'm getting my energy back. I have hired a new personal trainer so that I can actually start going back to the gym next week. Not that I couldn't do it on my own. I just like, when I'm restarting a routine, I want my hand to be held, and I'm willing to pay money for that. So I'm like, hold my hand. I haven't done a deadlift in 6 months. Remind me what I'm doing. If you hear some noises, my roommate is getting ready to leave the house. The garage door will go off at some point as I'm filming. So that's what those weird noises are. Anyway, the next thing I want to do, something fun for winter. We're going to do something called the sock check, because I've been making tons and tons and tons of hand knit socks. And I'm just going to show them real fast. This is the first pair of socks that I ever made. I made these 3 years ago. They are Hawthorne from Knit Picks. I got them on like some crazy clearance because I wasn't sure if I would like socks or not. And I was like, I'm just going to do it with some yarn I don't know what to do with. And then if I like them, I'll like go buy nicer yarns. And here we are. So these socks are holding up really well. I literally knit them January of 2022, and back then when I started knitting socks, for some reason I was like so opinionated with like no exploration whatsoever, and I was like, the only way I will knit socks is 2 at a time, magic loop on size 1 needles, toe up only. Every other way of making socks is wrong. Love that for me. As someone who literally never does that now. In fact, if I try to do that, like my hands will like literally start a riot. So, but that's how I used to make socks. So I made socks like the first year that I knit socks. And I was like, why can I only complete 1 pair of socks a month? How are people knitting so much faster? Couldn't tell ya. Um, so there's my socks for the week. That's my socks for the day, I guess. I wear different socks every day. Um, in fact, oh my God, I did something so extra. The other day I ran a load of laundry that was just things I had hand knit. So 2 of them were the baby blankets that I gave to a friend of mine that I mailed out this morning. We will get to that. But I also just ran it was like a month's worth of dirty socks, just like all washed at once because I put them in like a big net bag, and I just kind of being like, everyone in the pool. It wasn't even all of the socks I own. I'm still going through my old ones, but it was all my new socks I had made this year. I need to get a really big box to put all my socks in. Anyway, today we are going to be really talkative and chatty. I can already tell. So I hope that you have already buckled in. Anywho, we're going to talk about life for a little bit. We talked about sickness. I went on vacation to Florida. That was delightful. I was sick, so I was much less sick when I was in Florida than I was when I was here, because there was humidity in the air and it was warm. But also, my mom made me like a gallon of French onion soup. My mom makes the best French onion soup. She saves the bones from like their Christmas prime rib roast, and she saves the bones every time they make like a T-bone steak. So like, okay, on the grilling holidays, like Labor Day, Memorial Day, stuff like that, my parents' go-to choice for celebration is to buy a T-bone steak and then just like grill the whole thing and then cut the meat off of the bone and then like serve portions of that to everyone at their house, because it's usually like 2 to 4 people. And then they take the bone itself and they put it in the freezer, and then when they have too many bones in the freezer, they take them out and they put them into French onion soup, and it's so good because it just tastes like liquid beef, and you're like, this is incredible. So my mom made me a gallon of it, and I was like, I love you to the ends of the earth. I'm gonna go sleep for the entire day and only emerge to eat soup and then go back to sleep in my childhood bed. So that was a delight. Vacation was great. I love my parents. I love my family. It was a good time. We also did our Christmas gift exchange. I had made socks for my mom. She freaked out. She was so excited about them. She wore them immediately. She was wearing her Christmas socks like on Thanksgiving, and she like had her little like, I'm gonna put the picture of like her legs. My mom, you should know, is 76 years old. I love her. She was so excited. I gave my brother his absolutely ridiculous banana socks, and he said that they were the best socks I've made him so far. They're his favorite pattern. He would like more of those, and I was like, noted. Okay. Ironically, this is something that's like kind of funny. My brother, I've made him a bunch of like crazy looking hats before, and he wears them on a regular basis. He drives for Uber in Florida, and he'll wear them. And they're like these really like crazy looking hats because my brother loves like neon colors and like clashing prints and stuff like that. So I'll make him like hats that could be described as incredibly ugly. And I'm like, here you go. And he's like, this is the best thing I've ever worn. So he got, he has some crazy hats. He wears them while he's driving for Uber. And then if people are like, oh my God, I like your hat, he tells them to follow my Instagram. I love him. He's an icon. So I had already planned to knit him a hat because at some point it got cold in Florida, and I was like texting him and he's like, yeah, it's 39 degrees. And I was like, aren't you happy with hand knit socks? And he's like, I'm wearing the hats you gave me. And I was like, that is Southern for you want hats. So I already planned to make him a hat for his birthday, and it turns out he wants banana socks. So okay, maybe I'll make him both. I don't know. Anyway, that was a delight. Speaking of Christmas presents, I also just got back from the post office. I mailed out the Christmas gifts I am sending out to people, except for one. There's one more I'm going to have to mail. I'm hoping, it's not done yet. I'm hoping to have it done. Assuming I am still a functional human and I don't randomly get sick again. Knock on wood. There is no wood near me. So I'm knocking on wood with my mind. I have one more thing. I should be able to get it done and then hopefully mail it out on Friday. And then after that, I will be done with all the things I have to mail. I did, if you were playing along at home, back in October, I was like, I plan to make 10 pairs of socks. That is totally doable, and I can totally do that. And then I got like laid flat on my ass for weeks at a time. And I think I'm working on pair number 6 out of 10. And the cutoff date for me is the 21st for Yule. That is like when everything needs to be done. That is in 2 weeks. So I'm going to make this pair, and I'm going to make pair number 7. And because I've already cast it on. And then I'm going to be done with Christmas knitting. So a bunch of people got kicked off the Christmas list. In fact, I think I originally had 10 pairs. I think I added like 2 more people and then looked back at my list and kicked off like a whole bunch of people where I was like, I will get a present for you, but it's not going to be hand knit socks because like I'm feeling stressed. I don't want to feel stressed. I need to feel good. So yeah, so we had to rearrange some presents for people. And in fact, I need to message one person because I did like let him know that he was gonna get Christmas socks, and now he's not gonna get Christmas socks because he didn't make the cut. So I need to message him. He won't be upset, and I'll make them for him like for his birthday or something. It's gonna be fine. It's not like I'm never gonna make socks again for any of these people. It's just not right now, and that's fine. Anyway, that is all of the initial rambling. That is only 11.5 minutes of rambling. We're doing great. Awesome. The next thing I want to talk about is that it is December, and December means it's Advent season, and I have 3 Advents. And if you follow my Instagram, you know about 2 of them, but there is a secret third one. So the first one I want to talk about is one that I don't have anything to show for. My parents sent me a surprise Advent calendar that is the Adagio tea calendar. So every morning I've been drinking a cup of tea. I had one today. It's a tea that I don't love. It was the first one that I was like, oh, I don't like this tea. So I drank like half of it, and then I stopped to get iced coffee on the way to the post office. But every morning, actually what I do, I open it the night before, and then I stage it on the counter. So all I have to do in the morning is like boil water and pour it into a mug. And I'm using my very favorite mug, which is, it's the oldest mug that I own. I've had this since I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old. My parents bought it for me for hot chocolate purposes when I was a child. And I still have it. It has a little teddy bear on it. And every morning I make my Advent tea in that mug. And I'm like, I'm not extra, you're extra. I'm not sentimental, you're sentimental. And that's been like really fun and cozy. Today's was maple cream oolong. Again, not my, I don't know what it is about that one. I think it's just like the maple and the oolong is like, it doesn't do it for me. But some of the other flavors have been really good. There was a blueberry peach cobbler green tea. That was fantastic. There was a rooibos cinnamon roll. Also fantastic. There have been some really good ones. The candy cane tea, incredible. So really enjoying those. That was my first Advent. My second Advent, if you follow me on the gram, you have seen these every day. I got the Hobbit Advent calendar set from Lantern Light Fibers. Yes. And that one, it's a 21-day Advent, so it'll be done on Yule, which is awesome. And I didn't bring the box over here because I wanted to knit this one as I go. So when I received it, I took all of the yarns out, I unwrapped all of them, I wound them all up, and every day I have the Hobbit audiobook downloaded from the library, and every day I play it as I knit socks, and I'm doing 6 rounds of each color on 2 socks per day, so I'm doing them in tandem, and this is what I have so far. We are so far away from the camera, so I'm going to hold those up so you can actually see them. I have not knit today's color. I did put it back in the bag so we can kind of have a little Advent moment with each other and open it up. I'm going to do this so I can show you the color, the name of it first. So the name is Goblin Town. You totally cannot see that. Goblin Town. It would help if I show you the actual side that says Goblin Town. And then this is the color that we have going on. So I will add those to this At some point this afternoon, I will do that. I do have a to-do list of things I would like to get done. Like I need to vacuum and I need to do some stuff for an upcoming vacation and sort through some stuff. After that, I will settle down and I will knit this first. This has kind of like become like my half hour of knitting now that I'm done with my blanket knitting. So I'm working on those. And then I move on to like whatever my actual knitting of the day is. So I'm really enjoying that. It is very cozy. It is very peaceful. Audiobook knitting is like the best. I'm just saying, especially because The Hobbit is like, it's such a cozily written book where like every chapter is like, and I just want to be by the fire with some tea. And I'm like, I feel this in my bones. So that is my second Advent. My third Advent is the secret one that I have not been telling people about. My third one is the Star Wars Advent from Brazos Dye Works. And it came with goodies, and they're all in here. So, first of all, they sent this wonderful, like the new sequels bag, which I love. It's huge. And then it came with a whole bunch of goodies. Also, the inside is Stormtroopers. Don't know how well you can see. And it does have like little pockets on the inside, which I love. It came with this yarn cozy, which it's my favorite. It's so good. It's just so good. And then it also came with Darth Vader needle stoppers and a stitch marker that is Grogu. So I'm obsessed with those. I've gotten 6 colors so far. I've just had them lined up on my floor. I'm not winding anything. I'm not doing anything special with them yet. I am writing what day they came in on the package. So this is day 1, R2D2. I'm going to throw them in the bag as I go. I'm going to wind them all up at the end. I already know what pattern I'm going to use. This one is Ayla Secura. I hope I'm saying that one right. I don't know who that is. I think I know... I think I know like what show she came from, but I don't think I've watched which one it is. This one is Queen Amidala, which is interesting because I forgot that she even had a purple dress, and I was like, why is she purple? And I love Padme. I am like, here's a fanfiction take for you. Padme and Anakin are like they're so toxic. But, like, from a fanfiction perspective, there's so much potential for, like, all of the drama and all of the angst and all of the alternatives between them. I'm obsessed. This is Jabba the Hutt, which if you've been following this channel, you know that all I've ever wanted in life is Jabba the Hutt colored yarn. I think that this is the Jabba that we see in A New Hope. And I kind of wish it was... Return of the Jedi. I kind of wish it was Return of the Jedi, Jabba, but that's whatever. This is Princess Leia. I think this is like her cinnamon bun look is what this supposed to be, because there is a little bit of brown in there, but it's mostly just white. And today was Chopper C1 10P. So yeah, that's what I have for that one. I know what I'm going to do with this one, and I forget the name of it, and I don't feel like looking it up, so I will tell you in my next episode what this is going to be. It's going to be a wrap that is just a basic, like, chevron thing, and then, my Hobbit yarns, when I finish those, I'm going to make a cardigan. I'm going to do the, I think it's the Radvent cardigan with those. And then I still have my Advent from last year, which is not going to be enough for an entire sweater, but I am going to do the whatever sweater out of those. So those are my like upcoming Advent plans. I'm waiting until I unwrap all of the Star Wars yarns to make sure I want to do them in order. I'm like 90% sure I'm going to do them in the order they came in, but I'll wait until they're all unwrapped, and then, because that one's a 24-day Advent and it has 100 grams skein with it as well for the 25th. So I'm gonna do all of those and then figure out my life from there. Let me throw that to the side. Almost knocked over my coffee. Oh my god. I have 2 finished objects. Both of them have already gone to the post office. So we'll talk about them very quickly. You've already seen both of them in the previous episode. The first one is the baby blanket I was making for my friend who is going through it and has 2 small children. So I finished that one. I also threw some tiny pigs in there. I've not knit any new tiny pigs since the last episode because I've been incredibly ill. So anyway, I threw some old ones in there and then mailed that box off. So no more blankets for now. And I'll pick up blanket knitting again in the new year. I have a giant box of worsted weight yarn to get that going when January hits. So I finished that one. That was a self-drafted pattern. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. 10 out of 10 recommend. And then I think that's all I have to say about that. Oh, I used I don't remember if it was Loops and Threads or if it was Lion Brand, but I know it was like a 1 pound cake from Michael's in the color rose. Yes. And then the next thing I finished was the Silent Film socks. But the contrast color I used for that was Poppy. Those are both Knit Picks colors. It was Felicia Silent Film and Stroll Poppy. I did lose Yarn Chicken and have to put a contrast toe on one of them. And the crazy thing is I was in Florida and so I have another ball of Silent Film. I could have finished it, but I did not bring that ball with me to Florida. And then was like, I'm out of yarn. So I did message the person who's going to receive them. And I was like, hey, would it bother you if you had like one toe not match the other, or do you want them to be the same? Because if she had said, no, I want them to be the same, that would have been fine. I would have set it aside and like finished it when I got back home. But she was like, oh my god, actually I would love it if they were messed up like that. And I was like, you've commit to the bit, like, let's go. So hopefully she was serious. Because I took her up on that. And I finished those socks. And that brings us into what we have in progress. And there's not a whole lot. I'm kind of like winding things down, I think, for the year. So what I have right now is I have cast on the last pair of socks I need to ship out. This is my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle yarn. This is Knit Picks Static in the color Pizza Party. And I'm using a mini skein and it's mystery yarn and I don't know what the color is. I'm going to use a different scrap yarn for the toe. I used to know what this colorway is and I don't remember anymore. I can tell you it's Knit Picks Stroll Tweed. I want to say it's dill. It might not be dill. I don't know. And that is in this bag. I ordered a Christmas bag and then the person I ordered it from took a hot minute to ship it and it didn't actually ship out till yesterday, even though I bought it before Thanksgiving, which is fine. But I would like to be using a Christmas bag right now, and now I'm like, I'm gonna get it like just before Yule, and I'm like, cool, I guess. Again, it's fine. It's like people are busy, people got holidays. It's a small business. It's fine. Anyway, the second pair of socks I am making. Oh yeah, and that's a vanilla pattern. Hold on. Let me go back to this. All my vanilla socks are basically the same recipe. That is 10 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, 30 rounds for the leg, a slip stitch heel, however many rounds I need for the foot, and a square toe. I do 56 stitches on size 1.5 Addi Flexi Flips, which on the Addi pack is just listed as a size 1. But it is not a size 1, it's a 1.5. I learned that very recently and was like, oh, I've just been making socks with the wrong size needle for 2 years. Wrong size. There's no right or wrong size, like that's made up, but yeah. It was like crazy that my gauge is 8 stitches off from everybody else, and then was like, no, it's my needle. Anyway, the next pair of socks is in this bag, which my friend Kaylee made for me. And this pair of socks is going to be the last pair of socks that are Christmas gift knitting. The pair I'm going to cast on after this is finally going to be a pair of socks for me because I have not made myself a pair of socks in over a month, possibly 2 months. And I want to make socks for me already, even though I have a million thousand jillion pairs. Anyway, this is what we have going on. The contrast color, I don't know what it is. This is, again, just the same vanilla recipe as before. And the main color is actually from Yarnable. I do not have a Yarnable subscription. Most of their colors, I'm like, it's pretty, but not for me. So I don't want a Yarnable subscription, but every now and then I see a color and I'm like, that's gorgeous. And then I'll like troll their website until they release it and then I buy it for myself. So this one is from September 2024 and this is Happily Ever After. And I'm obsessed with it. It's so pretty. Like I'm knitting this for a friend and I'm like, I'm also making this sock for me. Because it's just such a good little color. And I cast this on yesterday. I've realized that if I don't stick to casting a pair of socks on every Friday, my soul's feelings get hurt. And I really need to do that. So I'm going to try to stick to that, to like cast on every Friday. So yes. Speaking of Yarnable and stuff, I said in my last video, I was going to say that like, I don't want to subscribe to Yarnable, but I do like their individual colors, and then never got there because I just like went on this tangent about Freckled Whimsy. But I did get an email about Freckled Whimsy opening up subscription spots, and I signed up. So I am going to be getting just like the generic Freckled Whimsy colorways next year. I am not planning to actually get all 12 of them. I am planning to like routinely pause. I can tell you right now, I'm going to pause in February. My birthday is on Valentine's Day, and I'm still mad about it. I am 31 years old. I will be 32 next year. I'm still mad that I have to share my birthday with everyone who's in love in the world, who just wants to be super cute and cuddly and like get better presents than me and have a better time than me and like take up every single table in a restaurant when it's my birthday. Not that I have issues. But so I know very well that every subscription ever in February is going to be like pinks and reds and cute and Valentine's. And I'm going to be like, don't. I don't want this. So I will be pausing my subscription in February. I promise you. If I don't, I will immediately gift that yarn to someone else because I do not want this. I actively don't. But apart from February coming, I'm very excited to have a yarn subscription that is self-striping yarn. I love self-striping yarn. My self-striping yarn bin is completely full to the top. When I put the lid on it, it like domes. So that might be a problem. But I will cross that bridge when it comes. So that brings us into acquisitions. I have one order. It's not one skein. It's one order. It's from Blue Barn Fiber, who is my personal favorite indie dyer. I just love her stuff. I was very chill this year. Usually probably like 50% of my yarn budget goes to Blue Barn Fiber. And this year it was maybe 10% of like my fall yarn budget is what went to Blue Barn Fiber, and the rest of it like went to Knit Picks. That's not counting my advents. If we count my advents in, I would have to do actual math to figure out the percentage of what the Blue Barn Fiber was. So we're not going to count those. But anyway, I got 3 yarns. The first one is the one that I was like the most excited about. This is the Opalite colorway, and I got the sock set. One of the new things that Blue Barn Fiber has done this year is they put an option to make a sock set out of any of the yarns that you purchase from her, and I think that's so rad. So I love this. It's getting a little bit blown out on screen, which is crazy because I don't even have the ring light on. But I love it. I'm not a Swiftie, but the Taylor Swift colorways are really good. I do listen to the Taylor Swift albums as they come out now because I follow enough people on Instagram who are Swifties. Like, I want to know what they're talking about. So I get the album from the library and I listen to it once, and then usually I'm like, I don't need to listen to this again, and then I return it. And that is what happened with Life of a Showgirl. But yeah, this is the Opalite colorway. I also got the next one. I looked at it and I was like, that looks like Hedwig without actually being Harry Potter, which I am team J.K. Rowling as a turf. Like, we don't talk about the series in my house, but I was like, ooh, this does kind of give me some like very gentle Hedwig vibes, and it was a ready to ship one, which means she won't tell you what colorway it is. So I bought it, and this is also a Taylor Swift colorway. This is 1989. So, whoops, I bought 2 of them. Cool. But I love this. I love the speckles in it. I love that it's very just like chill and simple and wintry. And I'm really excited to work with that. And the last one I chose is an older colorway of hers I've had on my wish list for a couple years now without actually buying it. So I was like, you know what? This year's the year. So this is Seashore Sunrise. And I'm very happy with this. I do love some beachy yarns. I am from Florida. I do also worship an ocean deity just in my personal life. So things that are tropical, things that are beachy, things that are aquatic, like easy wins for me. So yeah. I'm like my throat's losing steam. I think one of the problems with being sick for so long is that I think part of like what's wrong with my throat at this point is just like regular disuse of like not having to talk to anyone all day and then going back to work and being like, oh, I have to talk all the time. Crazy. So, I stole a page from Midwest Stitches. She does this thing where she gets a basket at the start of every month. She sets up a basket with like what she plans to make. And then at the end of the month, she clears out the basket. And so I had mine set up with Christmas knitting stuff. And finally, last night actually, was when I finally was like, okay, like we need to accept that we're not going to get all the Christmas knitting done. And we need to like reevaluate. So I took everything out of the basket and I did a reset of it. And since it is only December 6th, I am counting this as the December reset. So I was like, the first thing I need to do is pick a color for myself. And then I need to like also look at my calendar and see like who has things coming up that I need to knit. So here's my basket. And the first one I'm going to make for myself is, I think this is, hold on. I put the tag for this inside of the yarn cozy, and now it's not in here. I'm losing my mind. I thought I threw it in there. So the first one is, I think it's like Flamingo Lingo is I think the colorway. It's getting like super washed out on screen. That's a little bit better. The problem is the cozy is like so extra. There we go. That looks correct. This is from Craftily Dyed Yarns on Etsy. I only got the 50-gram ball, which is why the cozy looks so big on it. And I'm really excited. I think it was 5 different colors because of like a coupon that I got. And I've had them sitting out because I got them like just before I started Christmas knitting, and I was like, all of these are going to be socks for me. And then I've had them sitting in a different basket of things I want to knit soon. And I've just been like looking at them, and I told myself, I was like, when you finish Christmas knitting, the first thing you do is knit one of those yarns. So I'm knitting that one, and then this is going to be the contrast color for it, and I think that's going to look so good. The next 2 I'm going to show, I will end up putting a pair for myself in between them. But for now, I just have these 2 in here because like that's how much room I have in this basket. But the next 2 are going to be gifts. This one is going to be for one of my friends. This is the Knit Picks Felice in the color Sebastian. And I'm going to hold it with this deep purple that reminds me of Ursula. So it's kind of like double Little Mermaid, but in a very cool, fun, and unexpected way. And that is because in February for my birthday, I'm doing something incredibly extra. I don't get to go on vacations that aren't to my parents' house usually because I don't spend vacation money on going on vacation. I spend vacation money on buying like $1,000 worth of yarn every fall. That is the thing I do with my life. And this year this year into next year, I decided this summer that I wanted to go on an actual vacation. I was like, if I book it, then I will have to go. So my friend and I booked a 5-day trip to Disney for my birthday in February. And she loves Little Mermaid, so I'm making her Little Mermaid socks. I'm very excited about this. She doesn't know I'm making these for her, but I'm going to give them to her like while we're in the hotel. And if she watches this episode, she is going to know. So hopefully she doesn't watch. I think I'm gonna message her and tell her not to watch, actually, is what I'm gonna do. Because then at least if she watches, she'll pretend that she hasn't, or maybe she'll forget about it. I don't know. Anyway, the next one I'm gonna make, I have a friend whose birthday is in February, so I'm gonna use this color. This is Easel from Universal Yarn in the color this is in the color Quiet Time, and I think it's really great. And I'm gonna use this like kind of brassy brown yellow color, probably for just heels, because I don't think that this is a full 20 grams. And so that'll be some upcoming yarns that I work on through December. And I think that wraps up our episode today. That is all of my crafty shenanigans. I do have some other shenanigans going on. I like to host a holiday party every year at Yule. Last year's party and this year's party are incredibly different things. Last year's party, it was like my 3 closest friends and my cousin, and we did a loaded potato bar, and then we made bingo cards of things we wanted to complete in 2025. And the year before, on my own, I made a bingo card, and I got through like, not everything, but I got through like, I think it was like 20 out of 24 or something, like 20 out of 25 things I got through. And then this year I was sick and then I was sick again, and then I was sick again. So I got through like less than 5 goals on my bingo card this year. So I was like, I no longer want to set insane goals for myself. So this year what we are doing is I'm holding a holiday flop party for my friends and I, and so I'm inviting a lot more people in, and it's a pajama party, and I'm gonna make my onion sauce pasta, which is where you take onions and beef and you cook them until you can't tell what's beef and what's onion, and then you put it on egg noodles. We're gonna eat that. I told my guests to bring their own blankets and their own snacks, and we're just gonna have a Yule log playing. And I also told them to like bring their own craft project, and it's basically just gonna be like a craft and game night with some like really, really good food, and just kind of hanging out and being chill like a couple days before Christmas. So it's gonna be good stuff. Anywho, my throat is mad at me. My throat is like, what is wrong with you? And I think I have talked long enough. It is almost 40 minutes at this point. I may edit some of the stuff out. So I'm going to go. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for spending time hanging out with me. I hope you like find some wonderful whimsical things to do. Have a very chill December. I hope you're managing your stress, feeling good, all of those things. And I will see you whenever I see you, because I'm no longer committing to filming every week. You'll get a video when you get a video. So yeah, anyway, I will see you next time. Okay, bye.